everybody, and welcome to Eclipse 2017. We are, care to look around and see where we are? Hard to tell. But yes, we are in the middle of Wyoming. Yes. And we are about 10 miles from the nearest town. We're 5 miles off a paved road. And now I'm just going to switch around and I'll pan of all the people that are in this area. It's just unbelievable. Current time is 9:30. So totality is going to start in about an hour, and complete totality is about 2 hours away. So we'll be checking in and showing lots of pictures as things progress here. In this video of the eclipse, I wanted to focus on some items slightly different than your typical videos. Many of the videos that you find online are really good quality and so on, but this is going to be a little bit different, and partly because my quality of pictures is not so good. How did we end up in Wyoming? Well, as you can see from here, it's 767 miles away from our school, and that puts us, as it shows here, a long ways from Wisconsin. And we spent 3 days traveling out to this area of eastern Wyoming. And I chose this spot because I thought it would be a place where there wouldn't be too many people. It was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and I thought, well, maybe we'll avoid the crowds. And looking at these pictures ahead of time, as you can see, there's nobody out there, so I thought, well, this will be a perfect place for us to watch the eclipse. Nobody's going to be around. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, when we got out to this place in Wyoming, which I thought was going to be out in the middle of nowhere, it turned out there were hundreds of vehicles out there. Just everywhere you went, out in the middle of nowhere, there's people there watching the eclipse. Well, obviously they were all thinking the same way I was. Why in the world do you pick this spot? Well, as you can see on this day, it was a perfectly clear day in Wyoming, and this time of year, that's what you can expect. Well, how come? Well, before we get to how, here's the why. As you can see, the red arrow, or excuse me, the red line is the line of complete totality, and the outer blue lines are also the area of totality as well. However, the closer you are to the red line, the longer the time of totality lasts. The closer you are to the blue lines, the shorter it is. This was the forecast for cloud cover of the eclipse a few days ahead of time. And as you can see, our choice of Wyoming was supposed to be completely in the clear. That's exactly what we wanted. Well, why is it that Wyoming is relatively clear? It has to do something with what's called rain shadow. As clouds move basically from west to east, and they come up to a mountain, it will push the clouds up, and as the clouds go up, they will dump their rain on the western side of a mountain, leaving the east side relatively dry and mostly cloud-free. Oops, I keep hitting the wrong button today. So that meant that our area of Wyoming, here being some mountains, and the other side is going to be relatively cloud-free. That's why we chose Wyoming. Now, I want you to think about this. Those of you that watched the eclipse in Wisconsin, some of you may have noticed, why in the world didn't it get really dark? Well, I want you to do this if you have the opportunity. Take a binoculars, just any binocular, and look through one of them not both of the eye things, just one, and take a piece of paper and I want you to cover up half of it and then look through it and see what you see. See if it looks 50% dark. Then take that same paper and cover up 75% of it and see if it appears 75% dark. And then tell me what you find, because I'll bet it's something different than what you expect. There are two more things that I would like to do. First, I would like to show you some interviews that I had with some people in our area. And then lastly, I'll show you some of the rather poor quality photos that we took, but at least they're ones that your favorite 7th grade science teacher did. We just moved down a little ways and we are on the actual line of totality. And I'm standing here with, what's your name?
Alexei.
Alexei? Okay, my name's Bruce.
Bruce, pleasure.
Faye.
Faye, nice to meet you. So these people...
and Bart and his son, Gavin, as well.
Bart, how are you? Nice to meet you. So tell us how you came about to measuring this line today.
There were a few different apps that she and I had looked at before. I think the same with you. You're studying to be a astrophysicist, so I don't believe him more. But fortunately, we used about 4 or 5 different apps, applications just to find out where it was. And we were originally going to go to Alliance, but the cloud cover was terrible, so we had to.
That's what we were going to do.
Yeah, so we actually came out, drove an extra 2 hours. We've got a business appointment tomorrow out in Scottsbluff, but yeah, so we decided this, and then it was just a couple of these guys as well, and we all decided to make the line of totality.
There was only one other car here, and it was theirs. And so we parked right here, and it ended up being right on the line after we got the GPS out on the exact foot.
Right, and then and people looking at it this morning, we were in the tent, and they're like, wow, right at the front of the truck is exactly where it is.
So we wanted people to know exactly where it was, so we put the flowers there because there's plenty here.
Oh, yeah.
And people have been adding their own, saying, I was here on the line. So.
Great, wonderful. Yeah. Well, this is awesome. This is a great way to celebrate.
Yeah,
okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
Just moved down a little ways from talking with these other people, and I saw this gentleman. Your name is Roy. This is Roy, and he's from Ontario.
Actually, I'm from Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, great. So how did you pick this place of all the places you could have gone?
Well, I'm a bit of an amateur astronomer, and I got this app. It has a GPS feature to it, so I can tell you exactly where the totality is.
Yeah, so center line, they actually have a line right down the middle marked with these lovely flowers, so it's worth checking out. Tell us a little bit about your equipment and what it does. I know that it will track the sun.
Well, it can, but it's very old equipment that I got about 30 years ago, and I use it for travel. It is motorized, but I don't bother. I just move it manually these days.
Awesome.
So it does have a special solar filter on it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so we can see some sunspots, and hopefully we'll see the eclipse when it starts.
Good, and it's now 9:55, and eclipsing is supposed to start when?
I think it was about 10:40 or so.
10:40?
Yeah, that's around that time.
Great. Well, Roy, very nice talking to you. Thank you for your time.
You bet.
Oh my God!
There it is. Oh my. Look at that thing. It's getting old.
Oh, and you can't even see it with glasses on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Here we go. It's almost gone. The diamond. And that's it. Woo! That was the fastest 2.5 minutes. Wow.